Hi there, as usual it's me, just a voiceover. You're watching Review Machines, and this is new ATV Loncin X-Wolf 550. It's already autumn outside, the peak of an off-roading season, and today we have for the review really anticipated mid-size quad. It's anticipated because according to many, it may offer the best performance for the price. But we'll discuss the prices a bit later, and before that we are going to make really hard tests of the quad, so it's going to be interesting. And first of all, please consider subscribing the channel, my friends, it's really important for us, thank you. Loncin is comparatively new player on the ATV market, but it's already quite popular for several reasons. Loncin ATVs always look good and have many options in standard versions, and at the same time they are quite affordable. We've already made reviews of 700cc X-Wolf and small two-wheel drive quads. And finally today we have new model, this 550 X-Wolf. And again, the exterior of this new quad is an advantage to my mind. It looks nice. The design is a bit aggressive, like a real Wolf, but it's quite reserved at the same time, like a real utility vehicle. The lights are awesome. LED running lights, headlamps, blinkers, stop signals and rear end lights. All this stuff looks really effective. Well, let's look at the main specs. This is two-seat quad. Its length is 2200 mm, the width is 1180, the wheelbase 1480, and the weight is 348. The vehicle is equipped with 500cc 45 HP engine, 50 Nm torque. There is a good access to the engine to maintain it. Under the seat there is a battery and the fuse box. There is an independent suspension system. The front suspension travel is 190 mm and the rear one is 230. As we can see, we have here curved arms for better performance in dirt. There are 25-inch wheels and the ground clearance is 280 mm. Let's get it started. The sound of the engine is quite pleasant. The exhaust works properly. Let's check the gearbox. We have here low gear, and as we can see, all the gears are shifted easily. There is a back seat for a passenger, and we can sit here together with my colleague. Taking into account we are both 190 cm height. By the way, the loading capacity according to the specs is 240 kilos. The quad comes complete with electric power steering in standard. The handlebar is nothing special, but the display is awesome, fine graphics and bright picture. There are USB and 12-volt sockets at the front and a waterproof glove box. Besides, there is a box at the rear. We see here hand protection and there is a towing gear. The most important, we have a winch, even in standard. It's installed in the front power bumper. There are front and rear trunks, and we've already mentioned the lights. Well, it seems we've covered all main specs, and it's high time to make some tests. Let's go! We start our tests on asphalt. Let's do it! At our place, the quad comes complete with all necessary documents to use it on public roads. But as far as I know, it depends on the state. It goes smoothly and predictably on asphalt. There are some vibrations on the handlebar, but they are not very annoying. The fuel tank has 25 liters capacity, so the range is about 300 kilometers. The turning radius is quite efficient. It's only 3.5 meters, and this is good for such a quad. Well, and now it's time to check the top speed of the vehicle. As we can see, we hit 93 km per hour maximum speed. I think it's a decent result for 500cc quad. So let's move on to the forest. Well, now we are cruising through the wild forest, enjoying the ride. In fact, the quad feels very comfortable. The suspension performance is pretty impressive. Besides, the seat is large and soft. As I said, this quad might be one of the best variants for its money. It comes complete with many options. Besides, it's comfortable and has enough power for the most cases. And we should remember, it's really utility quad. Its loading capacity is 240 kilos, and its towing ability is 1000 kilos. So it might be useful not only for fun, but also for work. The suspension system works well even here on rough terrain. As we remember, its front travel is 190mm and 230 at the rear. It's quite comfortable, but it's enough durability for 2 people. On the other hand, it's rather jumpy on roughnesses. And we can't go in these conditions at a very high speed, so the suspension itself is probably not so expensive. Nevertheless, it's alright, taking into account it's a utility quad. Meantime, we are moving to the offroading tests, and first of all, we are facing quite deep ruts here. We should know that we have in our inventory standard 25-inch wheels. They are not the biggest, obviously, but on the other hand, we have curved arms in the suspension, so we managed to get over this place. But we didn't manage to go very far. Here we undoubtedly got stuck, as the rut was too deep here for our 25-inch wheels. Thanks, we have a winch in standard version, and it seems high time to test it. It worked well, and after a few minutes we could go on. Here I engage low gear and get much more torque, so I get through the rest of road inside without any problems. I even didn't need to switch on a G-flow. By the way, the ATV has minimal front and rear overhangs. That is why it has approach and departure angles only of 83 and 84 degrees. Then its air intake height is 900 mm. It's enough for crossing quite serious water obstacles. And one more time, when we need to use the winch. There is a steep ledge on the exit from this swampy section, and I get stuck here again. I don't want to waste too much energy here, so I prefer to use the winch one more time. And it's time to speak about the prices. Summing up our review, I can say that I really like this quad. I even couldn't find any serious drawbacks. It's really decent quad, well looking, effective on off-roading and rather affordable. The price of the Loncin X-Wolf 550 is about $11,000. Well, let's go today, my friends. Thanks for having a ride with us. Please post your comments what you think of this quad. Consider watching another video about similar vehicle. Stay with us, there will be many more interesting materials here. Goodbye.